Hey, doing 2 updates 2 days in a row because I literally just got back from aerial class today. It wasn't actual class. I was just doing floor level conditioning and training. It's freezing cold in Toronto, and last week I was exhausted and didn't go because I was just tired and worn out, and decided to take some time to just kind of get myself sorted. Today I did the opposite. I was very tempted to stay in and stay warm and cuddle up with the dogs, and I forced myself. I was like, okay, you know what? No, you did that last week. This week you are putting all your warm clothes on. You're getting out the door. I walked out to the circus studio. I knew at the very least that was going to be a really good way to get outside, get some vitamin D, and get my body moving. And I got to the studio, and while I was there, I actually had the opportunity, because it's 8 weeks post surgery, and so I got permission from my coach to give it a try. I was like, let's touch the silks. Let's see what's possible. I know I've lost strength. I know I've lost mobility. Let's see what I can actually do. Trust me, 8 weeks post mastectomy, I was 100% going to be thrilled if I was able to get off the ground. Going into this surgery, I knew that it was going to be hard. I knew that getting back to this level of strength that I was at was going to be difficult. I was expecting that. I did purposefully choose the surgery, the cancer treatment that I had done, with thinking very much about getting my mobility back and getting my strength back and getting back to my favorite ridiculous hobby as much as I could, because I'm in my mid 50s. I'm 53 right now, soon to be 54, and I don't know how much more time I have to be completely ridiculous in this bio machine of mine. So I chose the breast cancer surgery that would give me the least amount of restriction for the shortest amount of time. And so today I was in the studio, and I'm not under restriction anymore. I did a very thorough warm-up, and lots of cardio and all of that, and I got on the silks just to see what was possible. And wow, I was able to do basically some full body challenging tricks that involve actually hanging. Basically, I did what's called a straight arm straddle up, which is something that requires your arms to be at full extension, and uses a lot of lats and a lot of core to lift your feet up and above your head. I 100% I had assumed that I was gonna have to work to get that particular trick back, and I did it. I could barely believe it myself. I really surprised myself. I'm really very pleasantly surprised at how much work I apparently don't have to do to get back to the level that I was at. I mean, it's still going to take work. I'm not as strong. I don't have the endurance that I did 8 weeks ago, but I didn't lose nearly as much as I thought I would. And that's really blowing my mind today. It's that's exactly the really, after all the anxiety of last week with the whole radiation, no radiation, is there more treatment, or am I done, all of that worry last week, to then literally get back up in the air and actually be able to to do things that I thought I was gonna have to like work my butt off to get back into my bag of tricks really really kind of blew my mind. It's always surprising, you know, what the human body is capable of, and the healing that my body has managed to accomplish in 8 weeks. Like it's really, really amazing. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very thrilled. I'm really like taking this as this is such a good place to kind of, you know, really start building back, building a routine, and you know, working on actual performance type stuff, because I thought I was going to need weeks and potentially months to rebuild my capability of actually doing some of the tricks that I was doing before. But it turns out that is not the case. I'm sure I'm going to have to rebuild endurance, and I will have to rebuild some of my strength, absolutely, but not nearly as much as I was expecting, which is really, really good news today. I mean, you know, it's super duper cold here in Toronto, and as anybody who is living in the world in late January 2026 knows, the world itself is experiencing a lot going on. So it's kind of scary. There's a lot of bad news. There's a lot of there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people having to work to come together as communities to support each other, which is, you know, the heartening side of the stuff that is happening in the wider world. And it just reminds me over and over again of how important it is to build community and to connect with people and to support others. And, you know, now that I have benefited so much from the support of my family and friends, I'm looking forward to getting back to a place in my life where I can be the one giving the support instead of the one needing. So it's wild. So it's, yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to get back on the silks. I'm very excited to have been back on the silks, because yeah, it's just this is fun for me. This is a really, really fun way to use my body and move and make art, and just make, you know, maybe it's just a way of celebrating, you know, and appreciating the biomachine that I have and what I've got, all of those things, you know. Plus, man, it's the best thing for my mental health. As you can see, I'm literally high as a kite right now, and it's just with enthusiasm and shock and amazement at what was actually possible. So that said, actually, I realized I can tack some videos onto the end of this, so I will do that. But the dogs just came home, so I'm gonna sign off. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Yay! Oh wow!
Yeah.
Have videos showing me building my strength back up.
Yeah.